1 in 5 Americans who bought a new car last year signed up for a monthly payment exceeding $1,000.
Let that sink in. $1,000 every single month. For a vehicle, the average new car payment has climbed to $772 per month.
Used cars aren't far behind at $570. More than 22% of buyers are now stretching their loans to 84 months.
7 full years of payments on a machine that starts losing value the moment they drive it home.
Americans collectively owe $1.67 trillion in auto loan debt. That number is so large, it has surpassed total student loan debt in this country.
Auto loans now represent the second largest category of consumer debt, behind mortgages,
accounting for nearly 9% of everything Americans owe. Over 100 million people are currently making car payments. And almost everyone treats this as completely normal. Your parents had car payments. Your coworkers have car payments. Your friends scroll Instagram from the driver's seat of financed vehicles. The assumption runs so deep that questioning it feels almost strange. Like asking why people wear shoes or use refrigerators. Car payments have become the background noise of American financial life. Nobody questions them because everybody has them. Here's what nobody tells you. This normal behavior is quietly devastating the financial futures of millions of people. The car payment has become one of the most normalized, wealth-destroying decisions in America. Hiding in plain sight because it looks exactly like what everyone else is doing. Let me show you what's actually happening. The average price of a new car in America has crossed $49,000. That figure would have seemed absurd a decade ago.
Today, it barely raises eyebrows because the conversation never focuses on the total price.
Dealerships have perfected the art of redirecting attention to a single number: the monthly payment. Walk into any dealership and notice what happens. The salesperson doesn't ask what you can afford to spend on a car. They ask what monthly payment fits your budget. This framing shift isn't accidental. It's the psychological foundation of an entire industry. When you focus on the payment, something strange happens to your brain. The total cost fades into abstraction. Real $49,000, $4 triggers alarm bells. $772 per month feels manageable. Uncomfortable maybe, but survivable. This is why financing has become the primary profit center for most dealerships. The markup on the vehicle itself represents pocket change compared to what lenders collect. Lenders collect over 5, 6, or 7 years of payments. Interest compounds, fees accumulate. The true cost of that car expands far beyond the sticker price. But you never feel the full weight because it comes in monthly bursts instead of a huge sum of money. If you had to hand someone $49,000 in cash, you would think very differently about the purchase.
You would scrutinize every feature, question every add-on.
Consider whether you actually needed this particular vehicle.
Cash makes people careful. Payments make people comfortable spending money they don't have. The same psychology drives credit card debt. Swiping feels painless. Handing over physical currency does not. The car payment system exploits this cognitive gap at industrial scale, extracting wealth from families who never consciously chose to transfer it. But the monthly payment is just the beginning.
Consider what happens the moment you drive a new car off the lot. The vehicle loses roughly 10% of its value before you reach the first traffic light.
Within 12 months, that depreciation climbs to 20%.
After 5 years, the average car has shed 60% of its original purchase price. You bought a $49,000 asset. 5 years later, it's worth roughly $20,000. But how? buy. But here's the trap. Your loan balance doesn't depreciate. Your payment stays the same whether the car is worth $49,000 or $20,000. You're paying the same amount each month on something worth less and less.
This creates a phenomenon. Called negative equity. Owing more on the car than it's actually worth.
And it has reached crisis levels. In the fourth quarter of 2025, 29.3% of trade-ins toward new vehicles had negative equity.
Only 1 in 3 people trying to replace their car owed more than the car was worth. The average amount of that negative equity hit an all-time high of $7,214.
Think about what that means practically. You want to get out of your current car.
Maybe it needs repairs. Maybe you need something bigger for a growing family.
Maybe you're just tired of the payment.
I was to bring it through a mashram. You bring it to the dealership expecting to trade it in.
The dealer tells you the car is worth $18,000. You still owe $25,000 on the loan.
That $7,000 gap doesn't disappear. It gets rolled into your next loan. Now you're financing a new car plus the leftover debt from the old one. Your monthly payment climbs higher. Your loan term stretches longer. More than a quarter of underwater trade-ins now carry 5-figure negative equity. Over $10,000 owed, beyond the car's value. Some people show up at dealerships buried under $15,000 or more before even looking at a new vehicle. These aren't irresponsible people making reckless decisions.
They're regular people caught in a system designed to keep them perpetually indebted.
Buyers who roll negative equity into new loans pay an average of $916 per month, $144 more than the industry average. They finance more than $11,000 beyond what typical buyers borrow.
To make those inflated payments feel manageable, many stretch their loans to 7 years. Longer loans mean slower equity building. Slower equity building means higher odds of being underwater again. When the next trade-in comes, the pattern becomes self-perpetuating. Nearly 41% of new vehicle purchases involving negative equity are financed with 84-month loans. This is how people end up making car payments for their entire adult lives. Not because they chose permanent indebtedness, but because each short-term decision creates conditions that make the next loan larger, longer, and harder to escape. Let me break down the math that nobody shows you at the dealership. Say you buy a new car for $49,000. You put down $4,000 and finance $45,000 at 7% interest over 72 months.
Your payment comes to roughly $770 per month.
Over 6 years, you'll pay approximately $55,400 total. Interest alone adds more than $10,000 to the cost of the car. Meanwhile, the car itself is depreciating. By year 3, it might be worth $28,000. Sabdar. You still owe around $25,000 on the loan. You're barely at break-even equity after 3 years of payments. By year 5, the car is worth maybe $20,000. You owe about $10,000. Finally, you have positive equity. But you've been making $770 payments every single month for 5 years. $46,200 in total payments. And your net equity position is $10,000. You transferred $46,200 out of your household. You received $10,000 in equity. The rest evaporated into interest payments and depreciation.
Multiply this pattern across a lifetime of vehicle ownership.
Someone who finances cars continuously from age 25 to 65 will make 4 decades of payments. At $700 per month average, that's $8,400 per year. $336,000 over 40 years, not counting interest rate variations or inflation adjustments. $336,000 flowing out of your household for transportation. If that same $700 monthly went into an index fund averaging 8% returns, it would grow to over $2.3 million. The car payment doesn't just cost you the payment.
It costs you everything that money could have become.
Now consider what the payment actually buys beyond transportation.
Insurance costs climb with vehicle value. A $49,000 car costs dramatically more to insure than a $15,000 car.
Registration fees scale with purchase price in many states. Repairs on newer, more complex vehicles often require specialized equipment and dealer service rates.
The car payment is a cover charge. It gets you in the door. How?
The real expenses stack on top. When you finance a car, you're also financing a lifestyle tier that demands additional spending at every turn. The $800 monthly payment comes with $250 monthly insurance. $400 monthly in combined fuel and maintenance, registration, and taxes spread across the year. Your total transportation cost approaches $1,500 monthly. $18,000 annually for the privilege of driving to work. Some families spend more on car payments than they do on food. And they think this is normal because everyone around them does the same thing.
Here's what actually happens to people with car payments. They budget, they try to save, they even invest a little bit when there's money left over.
But they never seem to get ahead.
Every month, $700 or $800 or $900 vanishes from their checking account.
Before they can apply it to anything that might improve their long-term position.
They make decent incomes, not minimum wage, genuinely good salaries, and still feel broke by the 25th of every month.
They wonder what they're doing wrong.
They try cutting streaming services and restaurant spending.
They clip coupons and hunt for sales. We don't meet hunt for sales.
Meanwhile, the car payment sits there, untouched, unquestioned.
Treated as fixed and unavoidable, as rent or property taxes. The payment isn't just extracting money. It's preventing wealth accumulation. Every dollar going to the car payment is a dollar not going to emergency savings, retirement accounts, or paying down higher interest debt. The opportunity cost compounds invisibly across decades. People reach their 50s having made 30 years of car payments and wonder why their retirement accounts look thin. The answer has been sitting in their driveway the entire time. But here's the aspect of car payments that almost never gets discussed. Financing a vehicle changes how you think about money in ways that extend far beyond transportation. When you commit to a $700 monthly payment, you're not just buying a car. You're training yourself to accept debt as a normal state of being. You're establishing a pattern where borrowing money for depreciating assets feels routine rather than alarming. This mentality bleeds into other decisions. If car payments are normal, why wouldn't furniture payments be normal?